A freak. That's what I get called. These days, I happily take ownership of the label and fully embrace it. But when I was younger, I was really disturbed by the fact that I didn't fit in. Being a freak meant I wasn't normal. And I used to try really hard at being normal because nothing about my life growing up seemed normal. I was physically and emotionally abused from the age of 2. Left homeless and defenceless at the age of 14. Moved house 23 times. Lived with 15 different families. I was raped and gang raped more times than I could keep count. Suffered an abusive marriage and even attempted to take my own life. All by the time I was 22 years old. It's not a life that any human should have to suffer. Yet research tells us that these and similar experiences are actually common in a multitude of societies, including our own. And many of us have absolutely no idea how to process these traumatic experiences. As difficult as my life has been, strangely, people have always seen me as a strong, vibrant, confident woman, which I certainly never thought myself to be because I always felt so worthless. Regardless of feeling worthless, though, I remained happy, and for that I got called a freak. I get called a freak because I'm always happy. But my happiness has always been a choice I made when I decided not to live with hate in my heart. This choice also began my lifelong journey into the curiosities of human behaviour. What made one person so kind and the next so cruel? I became obsessed with what made people tick, and experiencing so much trauma, I became devoted to spreading love and kindness. I could not wish on my worst enemy the pain that I had suffered. I started reading books on psychology, health, science and religion. I spent 5 years travelling to over 20 countries exploring different cultures. And when I returned, I spent 7 years completing 2 degrees in the science of human behaviour and over 10 years working directly with people, both in the community and in the hospital mental health setting. And now, as a professional counsellor, what I have discovered is that people's belief in their own self-worth has a massive impact on their happiness levels. What I have also discovered is the trauma that we're all subjected to through our global media networks and the social structures that form our cultures leave many of us living in a constant fear. And this fear prevents us from living true to ourselves. And I believe there's a little bit of freak in all of us. But when we are unable to fully embrace our freakdom because we're caged in by these boundaries of normal, our happiness levels drop. And when our happiness levels drop, we become emotionally disconnected, leaving us physically and mentally sick. If we want to live in healthy communities, we must become healthy communities. And in order to do this, we need to find our own happy spark. I used to think life would get better, but it doesn't. We just get better at dealing with it. It was the choices and decisions I made that led me to the happy life I have. You too can overcome the negativities and restrictions of your own mind. I can show you how to incorporate 3 techniques that, when practiced wholeheartedly, will increase your happiness levels. And when your happiness levels rise, so do those around you and those around them and so on. And communities become healthy again. When you practice these 3 techniques, you will see that making small changes have massive results. And in the end, not only will you find happiness, but happiness will find you.